For someone with two brains in me right now, I feel very, very dumb. Medical supplements, aid, even injections. How many rounds of IVF did you do? Which really confused me about being pregnant. So the sad reality of it is that part of me almost felt guilty for being excited for this baby. Are you shifting to a bigger house anytime soon? I am so annoyed over this. Are they twins? You have a big bum. I don't think you ever fully get over the idea of having lost a child. And I think that's when it really started to sink in. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I cannot believe I'm sitting down to film a video like this. I have had thoughts to do videos like these for so long, and I'm just so grateful that we're here now and I get to film something like this with you. I want to kick this video off with just saying a huge thank you to each and every one of you. You know, when you put out good news like this into the world, good news literally, you expect a certain amount of love and, you know, support, and I think that everything that you guys have sent my way, whether it's good juju, blessings, wishes, congratulations, happy vibes, it has just far exceeded anything I could have imagined, let alone expected. You know what I mean? It has been wonderful to open comments and read everything that you guys have had to say, whether they were blessings towards the three of us, whether they were just good wishes, thoughts, anything and everything has been just so lovely. I don't think I've ever experienced love like this on the internet up until we shared the pregnancy announcement. So I just want to kick this video off with so much gratitude to each and every one of you. I did ask you guys whether you have specific questions, want certain details, and you did not disappoint. I have a lot of questions collected over here that I will keep referring to as we go along. On both YouTube and Instagram, I received a lot of questions, and of course, I've kind of condensed some of these questions together because so many of you have also asked common questions. One of the main things that you will see or you have seen in my reactions from telling my friends and family about the pregnancy is that so many people, and even in the comments, so many of you said, keep quiet about the details. We know you're very transparent, but nazar lagti hai, and in this phase of your life, da 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 da. And I see where everyone is coming from. I swear I do, and I appreciate it so much. Having said that, here's my 2 cents on it before I really start answering all your questions. I think that yes, there is such a thing as nazar, but I also think that the good outweighs the bad. And so when I'm open and honest with you and transparent with you about my journey, about my health, about my life in general, even before and after this pregnancy, I think that there's so much good juju and good energy out there that it far outweighs the bad and the nazar. And I feel that so strongly in my heart that I think, while of course, like, you know, we, like so many of you also commented saying remove sadka, remove nazar, thu, everything. While of course we do all of those things, I just don't think that the bad nazar has anything on you guys and your good energy. You know what I mean? The good always far outweighs the bad. That's how I've always thought about it. And maybe that's why the good energy gets soaked in for me a lot more than anything negative. So yeah, thank you for that once again. I will not make this intro any longer. Let's dive right into your questions. Okay, first things first, how are you feeling? Thank you for asking. I have had a rough monthish somewhere in the middle of this journey. I have also, however, over the last couple of weeks, come back to feeling more like myself. So I'm very grateful. I think that one of the things, and if you do, I mean, I want to see whether you guys want to see my month-on-month pregnancy journey vlogs, because I was filming that and I just haven't gotten around to editing or sharing because I don't know how much of this you want to see, because I'm so careful about not also turning my channel into a you know, this whole thing shouldn't take over. I'm still a person beyond being a pregnant woman or a mom soon to be, inshallah. I think that I'm just very grateful about understanding that it's all part of the process. There are some regular days, there are some great days where I have energy. Today, for example, I'm just dragging myself. It has been one of those days where I'm physically tired in my stomach, I'm uneasy. But I knew they're putting out a little bit of glam. I've barely done any glam today. Like I don't even have foundation on me today. I haven't done bronzer, nothing. I've done very shortcut makeup. I knew that sitting down in front of the camera with light, sitting, talking to you would cheer me up, and it clearly is showing in my energy. I am definitely feeling more upbeat sitting here talking to you about things than I have been feeling all day. So every day is different, and I have made peace with the fact that right now I need to take life one day at a time. And like, for example, I had an event to go to today that I said I would, mostly go for, and I just haven't been up to it because I would have to drive to the other end of the city that I don't have the energy for. I'm also very breathless very fast. So if you hear random pants from me, I'm sorry. Is it a planned kid? Okay, the person who asked this may not be familiar with my content and channel in general, so I'm gonna say it's okay. Yes, it is very much a planned kid. We started planning last year. I got pregnant last year. I had a miscarriage last year in my 7th-ish week, and this is technically my second pregnancy. Did I get pregnant naturally? Did I go through IVF? There are a list of treatments that you guys have named and asked me whether I took these. Some of these treatments I've never even heard of. So to answer this in a very simple way, no, I have not taken any treatments whatsoever. Was I given medical supplements, aid, even injections after I got pregnant to make sure the pregnancy sticks this time, considering my miscarriage last year? Yes, I was. But I got pregnant naturally. I have never gone through. In fact, one of my friends asked me the other day, "Oh, how many rounds of IVF did you do?" And I was like, I never went through IVF. I actually have never been through any treatments. We just decided, like last year when we got pregnant, we started trying and we got pregnant. And this time, I think because after the miscarriage, we took some time to start trying again. And when we did, I think a couple of months in, we did get pregnant, alhamdulillah. So no, I haven't gone through any treatments per se at all. Whereas trying this time, I want to clarify, was like very on and off. It was just a matter of where we were emotionally also, because we were so scarred from everything that happened last year. How did you track your ovulation? Can you tell us about your medical complications? Now, I think that this kind of goes into a lot of technicalities on how I got pregnant, whether it was last time or this time. I don't know if everyone in general wants to know about this, because this feels like a set of questions that maybe people who are also trying will be more interested in knowing, and I'm open to discussing. If you want me to, I will do a TTC video. TTC is a trying to conceive journey video, where I will actually break it down for you on how I used to track my ovulation, what apps I used to track my ovulation, what tips I've kind of gathered over a period of time from reading blogs and watching videos online. If you want me to do a separate TTC journey, drop a comment, let me know. I'm open to it. I'm very open to it. I plan on being as transparent as I can every step of the way. What are the books you are planning to read? Okay, so I have a week by week book that I'll throw up a screenshot of the cover of over here, and I'll link it for you down below as well, that my bhabhi very sweetly passed on to me. She had those books through Rayan and Rumaisa, my nephew and niece, her pregnancies with both of them. However, the other book that I recently heard amazing things about, I watched someone talk about their birthing journey on YouTube, and they recommended this book, and I bought it. I haven't even opened it yet. I want to start reading it once I enter my 3rd trimester. It's called Mindful Birthing. I bought it on Amazon India, so it should be available anywhere in India. I will leave a link into that also for you down below in the description section. That book just seems like a very positive approach on what is otherwise like a little bit of an intimidating thought on giving birth vaginally. As excited as I am about meeting my baby, I'm obviously, like any other first-time mom, just a little bit petrified about the journey of actually giving birth, laying that egg. It is one of those things that I try not to think about right now, and I've seen so many birth story vlogs, so many birth story videos, not just now, like in general over a period of time. This particular birth journey video, and I will try to find it from my YouTube history and link her video down below in the description section for you. It's like an hour and a half-ish, and it's the first time I saw somebody's birth story that did not scare me or intimidate me. In fact, I came out of that video feeling almost empowered. And she said that everything she had learned in the video, and I swear I can't remember her name right now because I don't know the creator, just that one video happened to show up on my algorithm, and I'm so grateful for it. I went ahead and bought the book that she said kind of got her through her delivery. So Mindful Birthing, I will leave it linked for you down below in the description section. How far along are you now? When are you due? Most number of questions have been this one. I am currently, literally as of today, in present tense. I've completed my 18th week. I'm well into my 5th month, alhamdulillah, and that makes me in my second trimester. Yeah, that puts me in my second trimester. When am I due? I'm hoping to have a Jan 2025 baby, early Jan 2025 baby, inshallah. The due dates have already changed a couple of times, but early Jan, I think, should be roughly the expectation. Has it sunk in that I am pregnant? Yes and no. Sometimes I forget that I'm pregnant. By sometimes, I mean, like, for example, I'm just doing something la 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 la, and then I put my hand down on my shirt and I'm like, I'm paunchy, but I'm not that paunchy, and then I realize, you're pregnant, silly. Or like or like I've just started to feel a little bit of movement in my stomach. It's not like kicks or whatever yet. It's like, obviously I've just completed my 18th week today. So it almost feels like a little butterfly flying in my stomach, or like you're hungry and you can hear your stomach rumbling. So I'm like, am I hungry or was this baby movement? I've managed to feel that little fetus movement, baby movement really, not fetus movement, a few times. And I think that's when it really started to sink in that I'm two people at the moment. I have two brains in me, and I have 4 hands right now, and I have 4 legs right now. And there's that meme I saw on Instagram that said, for someone with 2 brains in me right now, I feel very, very dumb. And I could relate to that so much, because I'm suddenly like taking more time to process things. And I'm someone that is a little bit of a nerd, so I look up things online and I want to read elaborate educational blogs about something if something's going on. And I mean, it is scientifically true that a to-be mom's brain is rewiring itself through the course of your pregnancy. So I started being gentler on myself ever since I read that, and I just feel like, yeah, I think it's sunk in, but I also don't think it's fully sunk in. I think it'll sink in even more when I can really feel movements. Like, I didn't feel movements for 2 days in the middle at all, while I was feeling movements a little bit more before those 2 days. And I was like, why am I not feeling movement? I started getting paranoid, like, why am I not feeling movement? So there's a little bit of scarring, there's a little bit of trauma from last time, and at the same time there's excitement, but there's also like you heard Jerry and me saying repetitively in the pregnancy announcement video, we're cautiously optimistic people right now. So yeah, sunk in for the most part, I would say. What kind of supplements are you having? Okay, so supplements are very, 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 very common throughout pregnancy for your doctor to give you. I kicked off first off on general basic folic acid and stuff like that, which is the most common, which is for pregnancy. And I actually started having my folic acid even before I got pregnant, because when you're trying to conceive, that is one of the things that any doctor, any gynecologist will tell you to start. It just helps make you more fertile, I believe. Apart from which, in my first trimester, I was also on injection supplements for HCG twice a week. This was just as a very precautionary measure which my gynecologist put me on, purely because she wanted to be careful, considering I had had the miscarriage last year. This is not something that everybody needs to take or have, but because I had that in my case history, that was done as a precautionary measure. Apart from this, other supplements I have are basic things like iron, for example, iron supplements, calcium supplements, and I have vitamin C supplements as well. Vitamin C is one of those things that is just so good for your body. It helps in so many different ways, and I'm going to say that this is so good for your body in general, with or without pregnancy, even if you're not pregnant. One of the things with vitamin C, I think that you've heard me talk about multiple times, apart from ingesting it as a supplement is also just using it on your skin, because it really does wonders. The Plum Mandarin and Vitamin C Serum is one of those that I have been using since forever. This is one of those absolute OG vitamin C serums that has stayed in my permanent rotation for my skincare. It's perpetually on my bathroom shelf, and I really honestly reach for this so often. It is perfect for daily use because it's very lightweight, it's very non-sticky, non-greasy, and just in case you're someone that prefers to use your vitamin C 2 or 3 times a week instead of daily, it still will work very well. In the drugstore category, in the Indian brand category, I think that Plum is one of those brands, and this is one of those products that has really truly made it to my holy grails, and they have such unique, amazing formulations, plus at a very affordable price, which you cannot negate at all.
The biggest problem and complication with selecting a vitamin C is the fact that vitamin C as a formula is one that oxidizes very easily, whereas the Plum one comes with very high stability and high absorption. Even after 1 year of production, it doesn't lose any potency. The color may change, which is a very natural process, but the efficacy of the product will remain the same. Their formula is water soluble and lightweight, which makes it perfect for almost all skin types. I've personally recommended this to so many of my friends, and each and every one of them has thanked me because they can truly see the difference.
I truly don't know what bottle number I'm on right now. I could say 8, 9, maybe even 10. I've been using it so much over the years. If you haven't tried it as yet, I'm going to leave a link in for this one for you down below in the description section. And remember that you can use the code ANAMC10 on this product or any other Plum product on their website or their app to get 10% off your order. ANAMC10 is the code. Go ahead and check it out down below in the description section. Thank you, Plum, for partnering with me for a small portion of today's video. Let's get back to the Q&A. Did you take any medication to support conceiving? Nothing apart from folic acid. Like I said, no treatments, nothing. And having folic acid to get your uterus ready to become more fertile, whatever technical terms the doctors will give you for this also, is extremely common. What apps are you using to track your pregnancy? I'm literally using only one app to track my pregnancy. It is called Pregnancy Plus. It is one of those apps where all you need to do is go in and feed in your LMP. Your LMP is your last menstrual period, just the date of whatever your last menstrual period break date was, and it will tell you how many weeks you're in. It'll give you an exact daily count of it. It'll tell you the size of your baby, the potential weight of your baby, what you should be doing. There's a lot of like content to read on the app and all of that as well. I love to get up every Monday and see what size the baby is this week. It's just one of those things that Jerry and I love doing. I want to say something about LMP over here, which really confused me about being pregnant this time as well as last time. So the way they calculate your pregnancy is not basis when you think you conceived or when your last period got over. Your gestational period is considered as the first day of your last period. The science of which sometimes confuses me, but I just want to put it out there because by this logic, your pregnancy is not 9 months, it's 10 months, it's 40 weeks. And I think you realize this or come into this information only after your friends get pregnant or you get pregnant and things like that. So it's fascinating. I'm going to say just fascinating and interesting. You know what I mean? Initially, I was like, it's a weird hai, but up to fascinating hai. What were some of the symptoms you have when you thought you were pregnant? So I actually didn't know that fatigue was that much of a symptom of pregnancy, because I was feeling very lethargic, very fatigued, but I didn't know it could be a pregnancy symptom at that time. Even the fact that I had missed my period and it had already been 12-13 days since I missed my period when I tested was because my medical levels weren't that great in the last report, in the last blood work that Jerry and I had done. And we do a blood work in general once a year. So it was a very general, by the way, full body blood work. It wasn't because we were trying to conceive or anything like that. Once a year, in general, Jerry and I do blood works. So I just didn't anticipate for fatigue to have been a symptom. But that fatigue has not really left me. There are few pockets of major energy. And then there are times where I'm like even now, between questions or whatever, I'm a little bit breathless. I'm very easily tired physically. And initially, I used to feel in my first trimester, I would feel very guilty because I was so tired that I wasn't able to work, I wasn't able to go for events. I would say I'm shooting, and then I would end up falling asleep. And it would just make me feel not my usual productive self. And then I had to remind myself and go easy on myself and say, hey, don't be so harsh on yourself, because your body is literally operating, your blood is literally operating at 2.2 the usual to make another human inside. So calm down. And I think that kind of helped. But yeah, in terms of symptoms, I honestly didn't feel anything apart from fatigue in the first month and a half-ish. It was after I found out I was pregnant that I properly started to see more symptoms, like in a sense, whether it was my nausea, whether it was the tired I mentioned, whether it was that food was tasting a little bit funny for a little while, which is on and off. Even today, for example, at lunch I couldn't eat much because the food was tasting weird. So I don't think that was only a first trimester thing. I think that is just going to come and go throughout this period. Which actually brings me to a very important question. As I was saying, that what has your mental health been like in pregnancy? I've been in a very good space in general because this is something Jerry and I really wanted. Having said that, I think that I did deal with a lot of guilt on the work dealing front initially. I will also say that because of last year's miscarriage trauma, a part of me almost felt guilty for being excited for this baby, because I was feeling like I was cheating on my first baby from last year. That took some work, that took some I'm not saying that I don't think you ever fully get over the idea of having lost a child. And I know I didn't lose a child, and there are parents who've lost children, but I lost what could have and would have been a child. And I just don't think had my pregnancy gone through, I would have been a mom by now, and my kid would have been like, I don't know, a year old? How old? No, not a year old. My kid would have been like 7-8 months old. I don't even want to do the math. So I think that kind of threw me off for a while in the middle. But I'm happy, and I don't want to feel guilty for being happy. And whatever happens, happens for a reason, and you kind of just have to roll with the punches. Yeah. Has pregnancy influenced any of your beauty or fashion choices? Well, I'm not allowed to wear pants anymore, so I'm shopping for a lot more dresses. If you've seen my maternity haul, then you know what I'm talking about. I've filmed 2 maternity hauls as of today. I think the first one should be live by then this video goes out. The second one will go out when it goes out. Beauty choices, I'm not doing anything, or I wasn't doing anything that needed me to change. The only thing in beauty that I'm aware of that I would not have been able to do anyway is like use retinol and retinoids and all of that, which weren't in my routine anyway. So no, nothing apart from the fact that I'm so much more steered towards dresses. Even the leggings I'm wearing right now are these pregnancy leggings I bought online, and I'll link them in for you down below. I bought a little bit of a size up, but it's already kind of just about-ish fitting me. I bought this a month and a half ago, and it was size has changed, plus it's the second half of the day, so I'm always a little bit more bloated in the second half of the day. I can link these ones down below in the description section for you for sure. These also, in fact, I avoid-ish wearing. I'm wearing a lot of Jerry's shorts because those fit me, and I think even those are about to start becoming tight for me actually. Are you shifting to a bigger house anytime soon? Yes, hopefully we are. A house shift has been on the cards for a while. I've been wanting to get another house since last year, and it's just a process. It's just an absolute process. It is something that in Bombay takes time to find when you're trying to tick a bunch of boxes. We do have progress and updates on that, but I don't think this is the video to give you that, because this is about pregnancy Q&A. But are we shifting to a bigger house? Yes, we are. Does age matter in the process of trying to conceive and get pregnant? I don't think I'm medically sound enough to give you a yes or no on it, but I will tell you that more and more women are choosing to get pregnant in their 30s, even in their late 30s. I know someone that just delivered in their early 40s, absolutely natural, no treatment, no IVF. Nothing. So I think that if you're concerned, a great option would be to get a full body blood work, go to a gynecologist, get a medically sound opinion, and very importantly, like, and I say this, I said this to myself as well 2 years ago. I wanted to just freeze my eggs so that that option is always there. So even if you're someone, and I went through a phase where I didn't want to have kids, right? I went through a very long phase where I didn't want to have kids. Like, I think from the ages of 20, 21 to the age of 30, I think for at least 10 years there, I didn't want to have kids. And why I changed my mind is a separate conversation, which again, I'm happy to dive into in the TTC video. So let me know in the comments. But even then, I knew that I was going to freeze my eggs, even if I had stuck to the decision of not having kids. Having kids is a privilege. It's a tad selfish. It is a choice. You're not complete or incomplete without having kids. I don't believe in that. It's like one of those things where people feel like finding the right partner and is going to make you complete. No, first you have to be a complete person by yourself. Everything else is just bonus and icing on the cake. Yeah, just I feel like get medical opinions on where your body is at, and freeze your eggs if you're confused. Or just freeze your eggs in general. I've had friends who've done it and they are so grateful that they're like, now if I change my mind later, I have this option, to kind of come back to. Are you doing any activities to make the baby's brain sharp? Is that a thing? Like, is that a thing? I'm eating dry fruits and good food and veggies, and I don't skip my ABC juice at all. Am I doing anything to make the baby's brain sharp? I'm assuming this question is meant for someone who's not pregnant, actually, who is probably already a mom, and maybe something to do with toddlers, infants, newborns, question mark. Tell me in the comments, please. What kind of cravings and food habits are you having? What has changed? I am so annoyed over this. It's become the joke of our house, if I'm being honest. I'm someone that doesn't really eat much red meat. For me, the limit on red meat is like maybe a kebab or so. And that's it. And it'll be like once in a year maybe. I'm okay with chicken. I love seafood. And there's a certain level of spice tolerance I have, and some that I don't go to at all. Everything has become ulta. I'll give you an example. I wanted to have pav bhaji for lunch and I put 2 bites of it in my mouth and I was like, I don't like the taste of this. And I saw Jerry having Nalini Hari the other day, and I went and tasted it, and I landed up sitting and having dinner of Nalini Hari with him, and that is not something I eat at all. I had a cheesy pasta the other day at a restaurant that I really like, and I was just feeling like, I'm just enjoying it here, but I'm not enjoying it the way my body enjoys it. So my food habits have become absolutely twisted. I'm liking everything that Jerry likes, and I'm not liking anything that I usually like. And we're polar opposites with our food choices. Apart from which, wait, I have to tell you this. So I have never eaten, up until now, sambar chawal once in my life. For context, if you don't know, my husband is Tamilian, he's South Indian, and sambar chawal is like a meal thing. And I would always eat sambar with like idli, dosa. I have never even understood the idea of sambar with chawal. So the other day I call my cook in the night, and like if there's specific things that I wanted to make in the morning, I live very close to a market. So while coming home, she brings those specific things, ingredients and all of that. So I called her and I said, while coming in tomorrow, can you please bring things for sambar? And Jerry goes next to me saying, Ari, then tell her to pick up the dosa batter you like also. And I'm like, no. And I keep the phone. And he's like, you didn't want the dosa? What will you eat the sambar with? And I'm like, I want to have sambar chawal. And then the next day, I sat and I ate sambar chawal, which is perfectly normal, but it's not my thing usually. And he had such a laugh. I think he took like a bunch of photos and videos of me sitting and eating sambar chawal. I think he sent it to his mom. I'm just not me when it comes to my food choices right now, and I guess I can't do much about it. This is my body and this is my baby dictating what I should eat, and this baby's food choices are like his or her papa's. Yeah. Reaction video, please, for telling your friends and family. This is coming up really soon. If it's not up already, then it's coming up really soon. I hope you guys have subscribed. Will you be active on social media through your pregnancy? How will you manage baby and work once you deliver? I don't see this as even a question in a sense. Like, of course, it's like me. It's like if you were pregnant and you go into office, will you not go to office for all 9-10 months? You will. For me, social media is work. I will continue to be on socials, be active on socials, vlog on socials. Yeah, and it's I'll just have to balance it like most moms do. You know what I mean? Like balance जो करना है वो करना है, काम तो करना ही है ना. So it's just one of those things, and I love my job, which makes it a tad bit easier. It is physically a lot. It's not as easy as a lot of people assume for it to be, because one does have to glam and sit and film, and it can take a long time to film a reel or shorts, or when clients are involved and sponsors are involved and things like that. But I think I'll manage. I'm a very planned person in life, so as long as that trait sticks around through this lethargic phase, we're fine. Are they twins? You have a big bump. No. But I want to answer this because I did get a little bit of, like, I saw 3-4 comments that said something like this. When I was in my 3rd month, I remember going to my mom and being like, Mom, I'm paunchy. So this could well and good just be my paunch, but I'm not this paunchy. And isn't it too early for a bump to come? And my mom made me realize when she said that, Beta, this is not your first pregnancy. This is your 2nd pregnancy. Your 2nd pregnancy will show more than your first. And I was like, that one's counted, because like it was 7th, 8th week. She's like, yeah, your body has been pregnant before. And so this one will look bigger than the first, which is why, no, I'm not having twins, but my bump is bound to look a little bit bigger than somebody else's in the same week who may be pregnant for the first time versus me. Plus, of course, the fact that I'm paunchy in general. So it's a combination of these things. So the sad reality of it is that, yeah, my body counts this as a 2nd pregnancy, and so it will show a tad more. Okay, last question is about me sharing vlogs, first trimester, monthly vlogs. I very much have those in place. I haven't edited them because, like I said earlier, I just want to make sure you guys actually want to see this content. I don't want to randomly just keep posting my pregnancy journey if nobody's interested. I feel like I wanted to document it for me anyway. अगर उसका vlog आप लोग देखना चाहते हो तो I'll definitely edit it and post it. But I'm someone who documents a lot of things on the regular, even beyond my vlogs. Things that I just hold on to on my hard drive for. Because I want to go back and be able to look back at these memories at some point, 100%. So yeah, it's there, and if you want to see it, you got to talk to me down below in the comments. You also need to tell me whether you want to see a TTC journey video, because that's going to be a little bit more detailed-ish. So yeah, let me know about that also in the comments. And another reminder, if you do want to get your hands on this Plum Vitamin C Serum or any other Plum products, use the code ANAMC10 on their app or their website across all Plum products to get it with 10% off. The links are down below in the description section. Thank you so much for watching this video. You know I'm always reading, liking, hearting, and responding to each and every one of your comments. Keep them coming. I love you so much for all the positivity and good juju and good energy you have sent my way. I'm eternally grateful for such a positive community out there, and I hope that I will be able to share and you will enjoy as we go along, and I share more of this journey, but just more of life also in general. I am entering so many new phases of life at the same time. We talked about how I'm shifting. We talked about, of course, we talked about the pregnancy, so much happening. There's launches coming up for Verify, just everything's happening at the same time. And I need all your blessings and all your good juju in this phase of my life more than ever before. So I love you, I see you, I appreciate you, and I thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.